Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we're going to be talking about the evening gown presentation of the preliminary competition of Miss Universe Philippines. I'm going to try to make this video as smooth as possible, and of course trying to not take too long, because only today I'm filming 4 videos. I'm having the gowns video, the swimsuit presentation, the interview challenge, and hopefully I will get to review as well the national costume. So please bear with me. So the preliminary competition just happened a few moments ago, actually like 1 or 2 hours ago, and I'm just filming now. And for that reason, I'm just gonna give you a list of candidates who really stood out in my opinion. This is not necessarily in any particular ranking, but really just the candidates that I really enjoyed during the presentation. If you guys want to know what my final ranking will be, I will ask you to go and follow me on Instagram, because I will be posting there my final list for my topics when it comes to the gowns, the swimsuit, and the interview. As usual, if you enjoyed this video or find some sort of value in it, don't forget to leave a like so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, let me know in the comment section if you agree with my list, my comments, and anything else that you would like to express. So without further ado, I will see you right after the intro. Alright, so let's get right into it. The first candidate that I wanted to talk about was Chantal Schmidt, representing Cebu City. I really loved her gown, and I thought that she delivered such an amazing presentation as well. First of all, the color. I think that going with black is a very bold move, because it's not necessarily a pageant color. It's not something that you see very often on stage. However, she had what it takes to pull it off. With that beautiful hairstyling, it is so very old Hollywood glamour. I also really like the jewelry that she had to accentuate her neck and her chest area. And I feel like the best part of it all was just the way that Chantal was able to present herself on stage. She walked with so much confidence but still looked like she was enjoying the moment. And when you have such a statement piece as this dress and this styling, you really need to be able to sell it. And I think that she did an amazing job at that. Next one on the list, we have Julia Sabia representing Albay. Of course, a fan favorite for a lot of you guys. I think that Julia did an amazing job with her red dress. I thought that it was beautiful, and that really accentuated her beauty in the best possible way. Of course, we know that Julia is a stunts actress and that she has done a lot of work for, in that type of field. So of course, she's a very physically active person. I think that this particular gown really accentuated those things. It was very sexy, but still pageant enough. So I think that it was a perfect match for the type of personality that Julia has and what she's bringing. She has been delivering consistently all throughout the Miss Universe Philippines journey. Next candidate, I wanted to talk about Angelica Lopez representing Palawan. Honestly, such a beautiful girl, a fan favorite of mine, and I'm really happy with her presentation because she was able to perform on stage. Let's talk about the gown. Of course, it was beautiful. I love the fact that it was flowy, that it has, some sparkle in it, that it really looked, elevated and expensive. But the highlight of the entire thing is just the way that Angelica was able to sell the garment to the audience just by being playful with it, having fun with it. And of course, although my attention did go to the gown and appreciating that, it didn't overshadow her as a beauty queen or as a person at any point in the competition. I think that's very important. So I really enjoyed her moment on stage. Next, let's talk about Pauline Amelings wearing a Louis Pangilinan gown. And oh my god, I mean, I'm a huge fan of this designer because he has done so many great gowns for different amazing beauty queens, and I think that this gown in particular was no exception. As a plus, she also had my favorite color, which is purple. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of purple things here on this channel. As my YouTube banner, my YouTube profile picture, I just love it. Purple is for royalty. It's a very rich color. And I think that Pauline really had the delivery to go ahead and present that on stage as well. Because of course, as I'm telling you, when you're working with such an amazing designer, and then you also have this amazing color and this statement dress, you need to be able to match that energy. Make sure that your facial expressions, that your movements are smooth, that you look like you're having a good moment, like you're enjoying yourself on stage. And I think that Pauline really understood that, and she was able to deliver on that level. So I absolutely adored her presentation. Next, let's talk about Genesis Latuga representing Baguio. I know that for a lot of people, Genesis is still considered at this point the biggest dark horse in the competition. And I'm gonna tell you honestly, I don't think that she is a dark horse anymore. I think that within the dark horses, if anything, she is the one that is the closest to making it possibly into the top 5. She looked absolutely amazing from head to toe, and of course, a big part of that was the dress that she was wearing. Statement color once again, red, very, you know, strong color, very intense. Red is the color for passion, for love. And I think that in contrast with Genesis' beautiful skin, it was just like so amazing. I enjoyed everything as well from the styling. I feel like her hair looked just amazing. The makeup, even the way that, you know, she presented on stage, and like her transitions and her movements were really smooth. Oh my god, I'm stealing all you guys. Can you tell that I'm so girly right now? But yes, I will say that Genesis is really separating herself from the crowd, and at this point, I'm honestly seeing her possibly penetrating the top 5. And you know, with the right combination, she might be able to even get the crown, so you never know. Now let's talk about Vanessa Caro representing Iloilo province, of course. And you know what, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit surprised by Vanessa, because first of all, we always talk about how smart she is and, you know, how good of a communicator she is, but something that I was not expecting as much from her is that she would have such presence on stage. It really looked like she was having an amazing time. And girl, let me tell you, all them twirls that she did with that gown, I was just praying that my girl wouldn't get dizzy or something and then fall on stage. But she definitely pulled it off. And not only she looked beautiful while doing it, she also showcased the garment in a very fun and playful way, which of course I do appreciate. Love the color. Yellow is such a beautiful and happy color, and I think that she did an incredible job. Now let's talk about Michelle D representing Makati. Of course, I mean, Michelle is possibly the most hyped candidate up until now within the competition, and I just released a few days ago my pre-preliminary competition leaderboard, and Michelle was actually my #1 pick. I'm gonna be honest, I really liked what she wore during the preliminary show. However, I thought that it was a little bit too similar to Beatriz Luigi Gomez's gown that she wore last year during the preliminary competition, actually during the finals. I don't know if you guys remember that dress that Beatriz had. To me, it looked very similar, and I felt like there were certain moments where I wanted a little bit more energy, intensity from Michelle for the performance. However, I still put her on the list because I feel like the gown itself was a beautiful gown. As I said, yes, it reminded me a little bit of last year, but that doesn't mean that the gown isn't beautiful and it doesn't deserve its place. So I still wanted to highlight that. But I'm excited to see if Michelle is going to go for a different style or a different gown for the coronation night. That will be very refreshing to see. Okay, now let's talk about Ivy Lou Bourbon representing Pangasinan. I thought, honestly, she looked amazing, and I just loved the color of her dress. It really separated her from the other candidates. I feel like although there were a few yellow and green colors within the other dresses, the specific shade of the color that she was wearing was almost like a neon color. Like, it really stood out on stage. Combined with the styling and the beautiful makeup that she had, I mean, she looked like a $1 million bill. And I also really appreciated the accents on the dress. For example, we had like this top section here with the feathers, and just like the way that the dress was so flowy towards the bottom, I felt like there was a perfect balance. And when you combine all of those things together with her charm and just like her presence on stage, I thought that she was definitely a highlight of the night. Okay, so now let's talk about the last 3 on my list. And of course, as I told you guys, this is not necessarily in any particular ranking, but I will say that the candidate that really impressed me the most, I will say that it was Misamis Oriental, so Annabelle McDonald. I know that during my previous leaderboard, I put her at #6 on my list, and I think that, you know, okay, don't quote me on this because I still have to consider a lot of things and I will work on that video, but for my final prediction list, I am really expecting to see Annabelle within the top 5 at least. And already when you put her within the top 5, automatically it's really up to her to go get the crown, because the Q&A, it's anyone's game. But I will say that I'm really impressed by her, not only by the way that she behaved, like the way that she handled herself on stage, but just like the level of confidence, just her very natural beauty. I feel like she is so effortless. She never forces it too much with the styling or the makeup, but still ends up looking like so good. The dress itself, I felt like it really accentuated all of the right things about Annabelle. Of course, beautiful body, her very fair skin, but still, you know, embodying that very Filipina traditional essence. So I'm all sold for that. I want more, and I'm expecting more as well for the coronation night. Now we have Katarina Yagado representing Taguig. Perfect, amazing performance. I mean, honestly, nothing to criticize. And I was expecting this because I think that being on stage, just being out there, like showing herself to the audience, it's really the best environment for Katrina. It's really where she thrives, and you could really tell. It just looked to me like she was enjoying the performance from beginning to end, and she was smiling to the audience. She was giving us some, you know, eye games, twirling around with the dress. I thought that it was really one of the best performances of the night just because of how enjoyable it was. The dress itself is not the most complex dress, it's not the most elaborate, but still a beautiful design, beautiful gown. And I know that a lot of people really prefer to have like statement pieces and dresses that took like 6 months to make and, you know, put together. But honestly, I thought the highlight of her performance was Katrina herself, and the gown, the hairstyle, the makeup, everything else was just complementing her. So it's just a perfect blend of everything. All right, the last one on the list, but honestly, I think that this might be, if I had to rank them, I think that she might be my #1 pick for this entire thing. Of course, I'm talking about Celestice Cortess representing Pasay. Being honest, I think that Celeste really delivered and went above and beyond to prove everyone that she has what it takes to be the next Miss Universe Philippines. The styling of this dress, once again, is something that I didn't see anyone wearing anything even similar to this. The color, the design, the way that it appeared on stage, it just really set her apart. And I think that even the audience could feel this, because the moment that Celeste walked on stage, you could already feel how the audience was cheering for her, how everyone was just going crazy. And I think that the thing with her is that she has that it factor, you know. Of course, she is gorgeous. Like, she has the facial beauty, she has the physical beauty. She has, of course, as well, like a very interesting story, but on stage, she delivers every single time. And also, she has a very strong team that really understands her styling, really understands who she is and what she brings to the table as a beauty queen. And because of that, I think that she's really able to shine all throughout the challenges, the in-person activities, and now within the preliminary and hopefully final competition as well. I don't know for you guys, but for me, I think that Celeste was the highlight of the night. I know that I said highlight for some of these girls, but for me, she was the highlight of the night. And I'm really excited to see what she will do now for the finals, because it's gonna be hard to top this. But anyways, you guys, those were my standout candidates for the evening gown presentation of the preliminary competition of Miss Universe Philippines. Please, please, please let me know in the comment section what do you think about the list and my comments. And if you would add or remove someone, please let me know why as well. While you're at it, don't forget to leave a like on this video so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, come here and give me a hug. That's a little tradition on the channel. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, take care of one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one.